So, it is Tuesday, January 24th, and we arrived in Frankfurt earlier today. And since our last vlog, we haven't done a lot of reading, so I thought I'd kind of touch on the lecture that Anna did about genocide since the Holocaust. And so we've heard this quote several times on our trip here. It's been referenced in every country, in different museums, different settings, and it's a quote from George Santayana, and it says, "Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it." And so in our explorations and our talks with survivors and from both World War II and from the Soviet-Afghan War, a lot of survivors have asked that the generations after them learn about what they've experienced and use that knowledge to prevent it from happening again. And so they asked that they get the opportunity to share their story and that it's passed on to the following generations to prevent history from repeating itself. And so that's kind of what we've been doing on this trip. We've gotten to hear stories and learn about this history. But kind of despite all of this remembering, history has seemed to repeat itself. And there have been several mass genocides in the years since World War II and the Holocaust. In 1975, around 2 million people in Cambodia were killed. In 1990, the Rwandan genocide, about 100,000 people. In 1995, people in Bosnia, about 100,000 people. So clearly, just remembering isn't enough. We have to learn from these things that we're remembering and take action accordingly. It's not just enough to know about it. We have to actually use that knowledge. And so I think that one of the biggest mistakes that was made in kind of the unfolding of the Holocaust was the lack of action taken by not only the U.S. but other countries to get involved in the situation in Germany and Poland and the rest of Europe. Even though they knew what was happening, they had information about the extent of the horrors happening in the Holocaust, and were still reluctant to get involved. And I think a lot of kind of what happened, or a part of what contributed to that, is that media was censored so that the public didn't really know, or didn't know the extent, or didn't know all that they could about what was happening. So they weren't holding the government accountable. I think if people would have known, they would have kind of demanded more action. And so I think it's not just the U.S., but other countries as well, by taking steps to de-censor the information portrayed in the media. I think a better informed public could kind of hold accountable the people who have the power and the organizations who have the power to step in and get involved and make differences. And I think that's how we as individuals can really take responsibility for what's happening in our world. So while I can't, I don't have the authority to send in troops to protect people, I can educate myself, and I can be an active participant in daily life and hold accountable the people who can make those actions.